A lot of people ain't going to like this opinion, but this is my opinion, and this is the fucking truth. The guy from Wales was an alright fight. Morning. The guy from Wales was an alright fight. The rest of them were pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Listen, like I said, I'm friends with Fighting Trolls. I've got nothing against him. But you can't tell me you've been training for 10 weeks, boy. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't even fucking stay on your feet. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me you've been training for 10 weeks, boy. Do you know what I mean? Ash Dring was fitter than Paul, yeah? And he'd only been training for, 3 weeks? Paul had been supposed to be in training for 10 weeks with Paul Venice and everything. Nah. When you went to see Paul Venice, mate, you must have been fucking about. You must have been getting pissed and not really paying attention. You must have not been taking this seriously. Because that was pathetic. Do you know what I mean, right? It was. And where the payment's concerned, to pay man £200 on that, fuck off, man. This is why I say that if you want me to fight, you will pay me before, in cash. Because I ain't chasing no travellers, yeah, with my car and my bow and my shield and my sword to kill them because they are not paying me my money. Because I don't give a fuck who you are. If you owe me however many thousands that we've agreed on and you don't pay me, you ain't getting out of that place alive, mate. Because I am bringing 50 boys with me to watch me fight. 50 of my mates are going to be there, including my crazy-ass brother, my psychotic son, and my absolutely lunatic nephew. You know what I mean, right? So believe me, you try and not pay me, and they're going to jump all over your skull. Literally, it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who you are, what reputation you've got, and how hard you think you are. You try and rip me off for thousands of pounds, and my family will hold you for me, and then when I get out the ring, I will take it off you in flesh. £200. Do you know what I mean? So my opinion is bullshit. Bullshit. That's why I didn't go and take part in it. That's why I was never interested in taking part in it, because I knew. I just knew. Now, I have nothing against Dougie and Dean. Do you know what I mean, right? They've just pulled a fast one. Very, very clever. Very, very clever, boys. It's not the lads' jobs to sell tickets. It's not the fighters' jobs to sell tickets, to be fair. It's the promotion. It's the promoters. The promoters sell the tickets, not the fighters. The fighters shouldn't have to sell the tickets. The fighters' names and the fighters' reputations might sell some tickets. So let's work this down. Let's break this down, because I'm clever. You know this. I'm a very clever man, yeah? So let's just say 4,000 people paid for the pay-per-view at £10 a pop. Right? Let's just say 4,000. Now, you've got to think about this. Ash Dring, Fighting Trolls. I bet you those two alone brought 4,000. Just those two alone brought 4,000 ticket sales, yeah? But let's just go with 4,000. Let's not go any higher than that. 4,000, yeah, people say paid for pay-per-view. And that's a low number. I reckon more than that paid, yeah? 4,000 paid. Let's just say 4,000 at £10 a pop. That's £40,000. 40 grand. 40,000, yeah? So take off 10 grand for the night, for the event, for the place. 10 grand. Bowlers don't cost them no more than 10 grand. Right? They didn't have no proper camera footage, so that didn't cost them fuck all. They had no proper cameraman, no director, that didn't cost them fuck all. So I reckon they pocketed 30 grand, and that's on a low scale. Yeah? They would have pocketed more than that with the tables and the VIP section and all the other little bits and bobs that they earned off this fucking fight club. So say they pocketed 30 grand, right? And then they're paying fighters between 2 and 400 quid. 10 fighters, yeah? So what's that, 5 grand? Let's be generous. Let's just say they've paid out 5 grand to the people who got in the ring and actually fought, yeah? That means they pocketed 25. For setting it up, for being the promoters, they have pocketed 25G between them. Right? Now, no other person's broke it down like that because no other person is capable that quickly. They'll have to write it down on a piece of paper and shit. But I don't have to do that because I can do it all up here, straight in front of you. Piece of fucking piss. Yeah, and that's why I never got involved in 3D Fight Club. That is the reason why I will never get involved in 3D Fight Club. That is the reason why I want £50,000 on my table right here before I get in the ring with anybody. Because I am not getting fucking ripped off. I'm not. Fighting Trolls was supposed to get 2 grand. Paul was supposed to get 2 grand, win or fucking lose. I don't care what you say, he was supposed to get 2 grand. He never got fucking 2 grand. He got 10% of 2 grand. Down to the fighters themselves. So, the Swan and the lad who he fought. That was the only one I enjoyed watching. That was the only fight out of all that night that was worth watching. The rest of them was not even fucking worth watching. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I have seen schoolyard fights better than that. I have seen fights in playgrounds better than that. I'm not joking with you. I can tell you this now. When my son Ginge was about 11 years of age, right, he had some lad from school who was giving him grief and he was told him he was going to meet him over the field to beat him up. This lad was 13 and he was a lot bigger than Ginge. Do you know what I mean? Ginge went and met him over the field and them two lads had a fight. I went with him and the lad's dad went with him and we just watched to make sure nobody joined and it was a fair fight, yeah? Right? My son did batter him. Do you know what I mean? Right? But it was still a good fight. The lad gave as good as he got. It was a good fight, yeah? And that fight was 10 times better than all them fights that I watched. And that ain't no gas. That ain't no gas. If you've had 10 weeks training and you cannot throw a left and right hand, you know, a jab and a cross, a jab and a straight, after 10 weeks training, you might as well not have even got out of bed. You might as well have stayed in bed. If you're telling me you've been training for 10 weeks and you cannot throw a left-right combination, right, a jab and a straight, you're pathetic, bruv. You're pathetic. And I don't care who you are, 10 weeks is plenty of time to learn how to throw a fucking jab straight combination. With force, with precision, and with speed. So if you haven't got that within your arsenal within 10 weeks, you ain't been training, mate. And you ain't worth the money. You're not. See, I think it's a scam what Dino and Dougie have done. I don't hate them for it. Very clever businessmen. Very shrewd businessmen. Yeah? Very shrewd businessmen. They've pocketed a nice bit of cash each when the fighters have got fuck all. Clever. And there's not really much the fighters can do to you, is there, lads? Because of who you are. Very, very clever, yeah? Very clever. Very, very clever. Very, very clever, yeah? But these people who went on there, to be honest with you, Bobby K, yeah? Are you fucking joking with me? My man was literally, it looks like he's not walked out of rehab. It looks like he's just walked into rehab. And you're going to put him in the ring. You're going to put him in the ring. We're Ben Hatchett. Who can throw a bomb? Who can throw a bang? Who has been fucking training? Who has been practicing fighting? Who has been having bare knuckle bouts? You're gonna put a smackhead, basically, yeah, a proper fucked up smack crackhead in the ring with a geezer who can bang. Well, what happened? What's going to happen? Exactly what fucking happened. That was a one-sided fight. Bobby K could never win that fight. That was like putting a kitten in with a lion. Literally. That was like putting a kitten in with a hungry lion. Farcical. Bullshit. Fighting trolls. 10 weeks training, lad. Listen, I'm not getting on to you, son. I'm just telling you as it is. 10 weeks training, you're lying. You didn't do 10 weeks training. You did 10 weeks of getting drunk and 10 weeks of getting wrecked and 10 weeks of not taking fuck all seriously, bro. That's what you did. You didn't eat right, you didn't sleep right, you didn't train hard. And I'm fucking telling you that now. 100%. Ashstring, on short notice, I'll give him his credit, man. Fair play. He stepped in on short notice. And he's an alcoholic and that. Well, he's not an alcoholic. He's a recovering alcoholic and he drinks way too much beer and that, yeah? He got in there with like 3 weeks' notice, yeah, and made a decent account of himself for 3 weeks. Because he could throw a punch for 3 weeks training. So, do you know what I mean? Out of most of them, to be honest with you, I have more respect for Ash than anybody else. So that's my opinion on 3D. That's why I'll never be involved with it and I will never get involved with it.